time for some wings. Angel gets its wings. Angel gets its wings. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. I just blocked a Russian. It felt good. All right. Malayathos is asking, hi, John, any update on the IRA troll farms rebranding and the status of the Wagner operations in Africa now that Prigozhin is out? So what? Oh, nice, Cammy, with the angels. Putting multiples works quite well. Thank you for that. You guys have an angel emoji as well on the YouTube subscribers now have an angel emoji as well. The YouTube members. Thank you, Sean, for that. So there's no updates. No. So interesting question with Prigozhin. And by the way, please do keep the gifts coming on TikTok too, guys. Thank you. Prigozhin, the Wagner Group leader, who was caught up in the coup, caught up. He's the guy who ran the coup against Putin. Well, he's also the guy, we sort of forget this. He's the guy that also runs the internet or ran the Internet Research Agency. The Internet Research Agency is the Russian group that basically attacked the American election in 2016. Thank you, Lori, for the heart. In 2016. So the question becomes, if Prigozhin is being sidelined and having to like live in exile or something in Belarus, what happens to that, right? Is he still running the Internet Research Agency? Is somebody else running it? But frankly, even Wagner Group, Wagner Group is still going to exist, at least in Belarus. It still exists. I read today there may be as many as 3,000 or 5,000 men already in Belarus of the Wagner Group's men. Is he still running it? Right? The group's name is the Internet Research Agency. IRA, which ironically, but it's Internet Research Agency. The other issue is that, thank you, Dan, for the hat, is that the Wagner Group has been doing a ton of work in Africa, Mali, Middle East and Syria, also I think Central African Republic, some other countries, and they're basically soldiers for hire for those governments. In exchange, they've gotten access to like ownership of, or partial ownership in diamond mines and mineral mines and things like this in Africa. Do they still have that? Is Putin taking it away from them? Are they still working for these governments? I don't know, Malayathos. And what's interesting is there hasn't really been any discussion of it. My suspicion is there's been no discussion of it because nobody has any idea what the hell is happening. I'm going to guess that Putin himself doesn't know what to do. I believe it was the Washington Post article that I mentioned earlier to you guys that was talking about how Putin basically didn't know what the hell he was doing for the first 36 hours of the coup. One of the things it was saying was that Putin, thank you, Susanna, for the lights, that Putin did not take action on Prigozhin because so much of Prigozhin's work was so intimately intertwined with Russia's overall policy goals and foreign policy, right? Internet Research Agency. Prigozhin was the guy, at least one of the top guys in charge of attacking the American elections, right? How do you get rid of that? And it meant he had a lot of connections and a lot of sway, right? People knew who he was. They knew he was good. Africa, Prigozhin's the guy in charge of Putin's big foreign policy in Africa, so to speak, using these men to prop up these governments in Mali and Central African Republic, in Syria's government, the money coming in from the mines that these guys own, right? Thank you, Sisso, and Dak as well for the heart. So it's really difficult for Putin to figure out what he can do to strike back at Prigozhin for the coup. And I think that's why we don't know yet, because Putin probably doesn't know yet what the hell he's going to do with Prigozhin having his fingers in so many of the important areas that Putin does, like the Internet Research Agency, like the Wagner Group's work in Africa. So the fact that Putin doesn't know yet is probably why we don't know yet. I'm not trying to be vague, but I think we're not seeing stories on it because Putin has no idea what to do, because he wants to kill this guy. That was Sasha eating, correct.